this is on the picture. Oh, yeah, this picture for it. Older brother does not want younger brother. They have his moment photos for sure. Original thing to share.
Everyone will talk about it with their therapists on there.
Yes. All right, we are live. I think we're and record.
One. All right. Welcome everyone to the City of Albany Industrial Development Agency Finance Committee meeting. My name is Darian Schoenfeld, Chair of the committee. We have John Maxwell and Ms. Staubach with us here today, which I believe is a quorum for the meeting. The first order of business is to ask for a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes and to accept them as presented. Motion.
I'll make a motion.
All right. Okay. Any changes, deletions, additions? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. All right. We don't have a report from Chief Financial Officer today, so we'll move into unfinished business, and that is Colvin Commons LLC.
Okay, so we just held the public hearing for Colvin Commons LLC at 60 Colvin Ave in the city of Albany. We do have project representatives here with us today. We have Larry Reagan and Paul Goldman, and we move that for the record. If we would like, I'll give a brief introduction on the project and probably run through and then toss it over to you guys if you want to say anything, and then I'll run through the nature of scoring and the rest of the details. So the project involves the construction of two buildings totaling approximately 71,870 square feet. It's a mixed-use development that will include 63 units of affordable housing and approximately 4,800 square feet of commercial space intended to house a daycare facility. The project will be funded in part through 9% range of housing tax credits. The residential units will serve income qualifying residents that fall between 40% and 80% of their annual income. And support services on site will be provided by Rehabilitation Support Services, Inc. Anything that you all would like to share?
I just want to incorporate what you said earlier in the public hearing. We're looking for sales tax, mortgage tax, and a shelter rent pilot. I've got Larry Regan here. I think, look, everyone knows what's going on in Colvin Avenue. I think this would be kind of integral to redeveloping that area and stabilizing the area. So we ask for your support. We appreciate your willingness to consider our application.
Thank you.
So I will now run through some of the estimated benefits from the project over 30 years. So the revenue can be taxing jurisdictions. Status quo taxes will be just over the $1 million mark. The pilot payments would be about $3.5 million. So the net benefit to the taxing jurisdictions is $2,836,889. Property value increase, the current value is $457,000, anticipated future value $2.8 million, with a net increase of $2,343,000. This project impact assessed value is based on a letter from the City of Albany assessor dated April 23rd, 2024. The estimated investment for the project is $30,617,894. We will walk you through the CADA project evaluation and assistance framework analysis for more detail on the community benefits. But as this project aligns with CADA policy in terms of the pilot, there's no deviation here. So the requested pilot is the applicant requests entering into a 30-year pilot agreement with the IDA, including shelter rent payments of 10% for the term of the agreement, which aligns with CADA policy. The applicant proposes the commercial space portion of the project enter into a 10-year pilot agreement consistent with the community commitment commercial pilot schedule guidance within the project evaluation assistance framework typically applied to a project's commercial space. The board, for the record, you have an employment impact analysis that indicates for direct, indirect, and induced employment, the total impact is just over 48 jobs. And you have various stats related to labor, income, value added, and output numbers for those. And that's for construction jobs. And then for the permanent operational impact, The direct, indirect, and induced jobs number total 16. And you also have numbers associated with labor income, value added, and output. This economic impact analysis was conducted by CBRC as a standard and was provided to us as of July 3rd, 2024. And I'll now walk through the project evaluation and assistance matrix on a point-by-point scoring. Under the revitalization category and target geography, this project is a point for high vacancy census tract. It's in census tract 3.02. It is located within a business improvement district in the Central Avenue Business Improvement District. Under the identified priority subcategory, it received 1 point for reactivating a vacant site under the tax exempt or vacant category. Under identified growth area, it does not qualify for any of those cluster points. So for that section, the subtotal is 3 points. Under the job creation section, the project gets 1 point for the estimated 12 full-time equivalent jobs, permanent jobs, no retained jobs. Construction jobs, the project gets 1 point for the estimated 60 construction jobs. Under the financial commitment category, the project gets 3 cumulative points for the project investment of 30.6 million estimated for a total score of 8. So I think that unless there's a big to the board for the committee for any questions or any further analysis that I'm going to move it.
The only thing I would add is that there seems to be no community opposition to this project, which is always nice for us to hear.
That's good.
Right.
One thing, it looks like page 6 of 109. Offer up my cost savings, Mr. Reagan, looked like the estimated IDA would be $300 million. I think that's a typo.
Shh, that's why we like this project.
We appreciate the. It might have a little shortfall.
Lest anyone think we do not read these materials, we do.
And then I think one other thing that I'll just note, and Larry and Paul, correct me if I state this wrong, but the HCR requires broadband and Wi-Fi to be included in all of the units. So there is a
Not Wi-Fi, broadband.
just broadband. Okay.
Yeah, it's a new policy that across the board, it's called HCR projects. They include it as a utility at this point. So we build it into the budget and we provide basic. It's usually, it comes out to, in this area of spectrum, it's about $26 to $28 a month. So we build that in for the 30-year period and we're expected to supply that. So any future deals that come to your board, you're going to know it's a new policy coming through.
So we actually learned that through this team and wanted to be able to make a note of that as a value add that these tax credit projects provide that amenity to the residents.
Great. All right, any other questions? Comments? And I would ask for a motion for positive recommendation for approving resolutions to be forwarded to the board as a whole.
So
Second. All those in favor? Aye. All right.
Thank you very
See you
much.
next week.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. We now have some new business. Center Square LLC. That is not actually Center Square in Albany, but it's along Broadway, almost in Bonanza, it looks like. So, little project introduction.
and touches on Center Street.
Okay,
So hence
and Center Square.
figured I'd help you out with that. He is gonna do the project introduction and then yes.
So staff received an application for assistance in July 2024 from Center Square LLC. The proposed project site is at 1233 and 1235 Broadway between Main Street and Hunter Street. The project would involve the purchase of 2 tax exempt parcels and the construction of 12 rental units The newly constructed three-story building would fill approximately 10,200 square feet. We do have a project representative with us, so with that, I will introduce Richard Guido to figure out the project.
All right, hello everyone, I'm Rich Guido, I am the applicant and developer for the project. Just to address the name, the project is on the corner of Broadway and Center Street. And it's two currently tax exempt parcels, as Olivia noted, and I would just want to back up and thank Olivia and Andy for all of their help. I know Andy's not here, but he's been a huge help to me. Before I dive into this, I just wanted to thank them and the rest of the staff as well.
Much appreciated.
It's been a long ride, but I'm excited to be here, and very excited to present the project. So getting back to it, the properties are on the corner of Center Street and Broadway, and it's two currently tax exempt parcels that are owned by the land bank. It's a fairly tight site, so we tried to be as efficient as possible and stay within the zoning, which is MUNC for both parcels. So this would be an as-of-right project, which we're proposing to build a three-story wood frame structure with 12 units. To make the project as efficient as possible, we actually put the entrance on Center Street opposed to doing it on Broadway. That allows us to build one central corridor and almost build 96% efficiency on all the upper floors. So there's really minimal wasted space here. With that being said, the 12 units would range in size from 675 square feet to the smallest one bedroom up to 930 square feet for the largest three bedroom. So we think we're providing a good size unit for tenants and are also looking to provide a high quality unit that will include energy efficient appliances, washer and dryer, dishwasher, central AC and heating as well, within the units that are all controlled by the tenants. So that's kind of like the broad overview of the project in terms of specifics of the build. But in general, this neighborhood has not seen new development of market rate housing for several years. I'm not really sure, especially speaking with Andy, the last time a new market rate project has been built. So I think this will really serve as like a catalyst for the neighborhood for future development. And really what we're seeking here today is a pilot which will make the project financially feasible. Without the pilot, based on the stabilized assessment from the assessor's office, the project just can't be financeable. The taxes are just too high. And then in addition to that, given the high labor, materials and interest rates in today's environment, we're seeking a mortgage recording tax exemption and a sales tax exemption that will really allow us to create like an acceptable development budget that we can provide to the bank. So those are the three things that we're seeking, and what we're here for today. And in terms of progress so far, I presented to the planning board last week and we've had good feedback and dialogue with them. We have a few comments we need to clean up, but are hoping to have approval at their September meeting. And we have spoken with the North Albany Neighborhood Association, had good dialogues with them. In addition to them, I've spoken to several neighbors, all of the adjacent property owners, but several other neighbors within this North Albany neighborhood. And we have a letter of support from the Ward 4 Councilman Kelly Kimbrough, who actually thinks this is like a great use of this site, which is like it's kind of a small, calling it tight, efficient site. And in addition to that, kind of a good project, you know, for smaller to mid-sized developers to actually get started and turn vacant blighted land into, you know, like a vibrant community for the neighborhood. So with that being said, that's kind of the quick overview, but happy to answer any other questions that you might have.
Market rate housing, right?
Correct, yeah.
How tied are you to the name?
I'm not, well, I created the entity, so no, I'm kidding. I'm not 100% tied. To be honest, I did not miscorrectly spell that. If you go on the zoning map, that's actually how it was spelled originally. And then now looking at different things, utility maps, other zoning maps, it might be CENTER. So I just thought that was kind of a clever name because it's technically on Center Street and it's like just a square parcel, but over that.
There's another neighborhood in the city that's called Center Square,
Okay,
so it just might be confusing.
okay, fair enough.
This will come raised for you.
Yeah, I don't.
They might not be happy if you use their name.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. Yeah, no, we're not tied to the name at all. Happy to brainstorm and think of something, yeah, so.
Yeah.
Noted, and
Yes.
we'll address that for the next meeting.
Great. All right. Any other questions? It's just a project introduction, so no action is being taken.
All right, well, thank you,
But,
very much. Appreciate the time.
Consider it being introduced. Thank you for coming in. All right, next order of business is 1211 Western Ave. We have a request for an amendment to the basic documents. So I don't know if we're discussing any of that in open session.
Yeah, so I think I'll just introduce, that there, was a letter, submitted from Council of 1211 Western Avenue Property Associates LLC, that was, submitted August 7th to, request that their completion date and expiration of the sales tax exemption letter be extended to April 30th, 2025. So you should have that letter in your packet. And then, yeah, I think we would go into recommend going into an exempt session for the opinion of council on this matter.
Great, do I have a motion to go into executive session for advice of legal counsel? All in favor? Aye. Consider ourselves
Right, that's back.
Back in?
Back in.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. We're here for executive session. No action was taken. However, we are going to ask for a motion to extend the approving resolutions through October 31st, 2024. And we're going to essentially demand of the applicant that they address road conditions to the city's satisfaction. As has been requested by the city. Which did the language?
Recommendation. for the full
Recommendations.
board. Recommendation On changing.
Yes, we're making a motion to present this to the full board.
And that it's also pending some discussion with the representatives of the owner, there's a lot of unanswered questions at this point.
Yeah, we're expected to be here next week.
Board could table it if the answers were not to your satisfaction.
And the genesis of all this, I think, is the dissatisfaction with many in the neighborhood as well as city with the progress that has not been made on this project, even after the approving resolutions had already been extended to August 31st of this year. And we've received, I would say, estimates of completion date scheduled for the beginning of next year, but we see very little progress on the project right now. Just ourselves as we go past it every day. So do I have that motion? All right, all in favor? Aye. All right. So we'll have more on this next week. All right. On to other business. Agency update.
None for today.
All right. How about compliance?
None for today.
We are compliant. Who wants to adjourn this meeting?
Me,
All right.
I'll make a motion.